Hey everyone, it's Jamie Pate here. Welcome to the channel. I got a really, what I think, fun make today. 'Tis the season. Let's jump into it. Okay, if you all follow along at ScrapbookCom and their Thursday lives, they almost always have a brand new product, not always, but almost always, and there's a bundle with it. And so this week there is a happening thing at the scrapbook that I think it's called the Nutcracker collection, if I am thinking correctly on that. So I'm grabbing some things here that are part of this collection. It's this A2 Nutcracker pattern paper. Really beautiful, rich, seasonal patterns and colors that are in here. Great for cards, great for tags, great for the make that we're going to do today. And then there is this Nutcracker and Ballerina 38-piece die set. There's also the Season's Greetings stamp set that is part of this collection. There's also the Season's Greetings die set, and there's also a stamp set that goes with the Nutcracker Ballerina. I just don't happen to have that. But what I want to do today, I don't need that. I'm bringing in here these nested stitched stamps. These have been in the coming soon at ScrapbookCom for a minute, and I have been so eager to play with these. So one of the things I'm going to do, and I'm going to throw these up on the screen here, something that I have done for my granddaughter is make the seasonal holiday Christmas shaker tag. I also have done one for Easter, and taking something that's newish in the collection here from ScrapbookCom and crafting these shaker tags. And I love so much doing them. She loves them. And so like a little tradition has been born. I love when that happens. This year, I also have a brand new grandson. First Christmas. So when I saw the Nutcracker and the Ballerina, I was like, oh, whoa, wait a minute. Nutcracker, little soldier guy here, and the Ballerina. All right, this is my set for making these tags. So we're going to do one of those today. Okay, so there's a lot going on with this set. Would you agree? Yes, you should agree. There's a lot going on. And that's okay, because I'm going to hopefully unpack how to do this. So a couple things we're going to need, and I'm just basically going to pull them out as I use them. And then there is going to be a full-on list that is included here in the description area of the video. So to start, I'm going to use this for my tag, and this is going to be creating the shaker part. So I'll need 2 parts of this. I'm not going to do this quite yet because I think I want to get into making this little Nutcracker guy first. So here's what I'm going to do. I think this is going to work. Let's cross our fingers that this is going to work, but I think it's going to work. I have an idea as to what I want to be what. And so what I'm going to do is basically die cut by color. You know, you've heard of paint by colors. We're going to die cut by color. But first, I would like to have a Nutcracker to build upon. And so that's what I'm doing here. I'm going to use the mixed media paper to craft him. I think I need to clean my scissors here. I cut into some adhesive and they just need a little bit of cleaning up. But they work there. Yay, it works. I'm going to just go ahead and cut him out with the mixed media paper. It's going to give him a little bit of structure being cut out from that paperweight. And so for me, this is the first thing that I want to do. Okay. So he's all ready to go. I'm just going to sort of set him over here. Having thought through this already, I'm going to grab the pants. I've given these all little names here. I hope it works out. And then an undershirt. There's an undershirt right here, right above the pants. So these 2 shapes, I'm going to grab the red that's in here. It's with this really fun gift paper. You could be cutting those out all day long. And so what I'm going to do here, I just need a little bit of the red. I'm just going to go ahead and trim that out. And you're going to be seeing me do this kind of idea throughout the entire making of this. Probably just cut a small bit of the paper and then put the rest of it back. Okay, pants and undershirt are complete. I'm going to go ahead and put my dies back as I go. Okay, so this is what he's going to look like so far. You know what it makes me think of? Did you ever have paper dolls as a child? I did. I love them. And I don't know why we don't still have them, but this is kind of what this is making me think of, actually. Okay, the next thing I want to do is the boots. Oops, let's put a shirt back where it belongs. So here's the boots way down here towards the bottom. Sometimes I haven't got these on magnets yet. I just came into using these, so these are not organized at all. You're seeing me pull these up actually for the first time. So I need the boots, the hair. I've decided this is the hair, and the buckle, which is a wee small thing here, very small, and the tassels for the uniform. So the crown and these pieces here, I've decided I want to make them mustard. This particular paper does not have a mustard color. There's a paper pad called Vacation, and it has, it has a great mustard. And I felt it went well with the mustard that is part of this collection. I am going to then go ahead and die cut those elements. I think for my brain, it works to know what do I want what to be, and then to cut that out. So it might not work, and you might have to kind of play with this set first. I also think doing either the ballerina or the Nutcracker in a solid glitter would be really fun as well. It doesn't have to be the pattern paper necessarily. So that is one thought I have in my brain to try. I decided to grab a tray to set these little ones in. Okay. And got boots over here and tassel. Okay, next I'm going to pull off the belt and the sleeves. And I have decided that these are going to be the green that is in here. There's a solid green towards the back. There we go. So then here are the sleeves. They have this little impression on him. Here's the belt. Remember, we have our belt buckle over here, and then this is actually the belt. So now I'm going to run that through. Whoops. Okay, so now I have my sleeves and my belt ready to go. There's also this overshirt and the hat. The hat's up here, kind of closer to the ballerina, but that belongs to the Nutcracker. And this one, I thought I would be fun to employ a pattern. And there is a star kind of pattern. It's a really subtle pattern. And I'm just kind of setting some things on the Nutcracker here as I go, just kind of playing. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself a little bit. That's okay. So now, okay, there is a face here. And along with the face, there are these little crown inserts. All right, there's our face. And these crown inserts are over here. And I'm going to do this in white. And then what I'm going to do is, because I just wanted to say pretty subtle, I'm going to grab Tattered Rose Distress Oxide, and I will color those. And so you'll see how that looks here momentarily. I kept the pieces inside of the paper, and then using an ink blending brush and the Tattered Rose, I went ahead and colored those. I probably will keep, if I can. Let's see if I can cut that and just keep that in place for right now until I'm ready to use it, because they are so tiny. Okay, so now I am going to go to building him, and I'm just going to repeat this over and over again as I get to the piece that I want to layer on. So I'm going to layer on what I'm calling the undershirt with some glue. I'm going to set that in place using the tweezers to help everything get set properly. So now I have the pants. Okay, so pants are going to get put on our guy here. I feel like the hair should go down next. I like having this mixed media paper to build everything on. I feel like our hat can go next. What do you think? I think so too. So the hat's next. I think the crown can go ahead and go on. I don't usually work in these colors. I tend to keep things really kind of quiet on the color front. It's fun to do something whimsical like this. Wouldn't you agree? Just if it's not something you would normally find yourself playing with, it's a nice breakout. And of course, for kids, if you're making crafts for kids, of course, those are going to be a little bit more whimsical, right? Let's go ahead and put the boots on. And so this is one of those situations where I'm like, gosh, this is just fun. And I can't wait till my grandkids are old enough to where they could do something sort of intricate with me. Maybe you have grandkids as well. Maybe they are old enough to do something like this. This would be a great craft to do, even with your kids who might not, who aren't too little. That's what I want to say. This could be a fun making craft to do with them. These nutcrackers, you could make them all in different patterns, different colors. I even mentioned the glitter already, right? And you could have ornaments all over your family tree. That could be a lot of fun too. I think kids really do love to be able to see something that they've made up on the tree. So that's a fun thing to consider as well. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to put the rest of these elements on this nutcracker die cut. Okay, I've die cut some pattern papers from the Nutcracker paper pad, and I'm going to add an 1/8 inch of this double-sided adhesive all the way around the backside of my top piece that I want to frame the shaker tag. And I think, and I hope, it's kind of obvious we can make a tag out of anything. I realize this is not a traditional tag shape. It's a nested, stitched stamps. They're such great tag shapes, though. I'm here for them. I love them so much. I think you can go through your dies and find shapes like this. It could be an octagon. It could be anything, even if you don't have it as a frame. This is definitely a frame, right? Maybe you have a nested hexagon or octagon shape. Then you can use the smaller size to then trim out and make a frame, if that makes sense. Maybe I'll have to demonstrate that sometime on the channel. So I'm just going to slip my scissors just right under here. Carefully, you don't want to cut into your already in place frame. And then do the top if that's the case, or measure it. I didn't measure it, so now we got to go back in carefully and just trim it up. So that's what we'll do. Okay, now the back piece that's going to be our background, I'm going to use a solid green, but obviously our middle has come out. I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to put the middle back into place. I've already cut a piece of mixed media paper. It's 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. I pre-measured what I'm going to need to basically seal up the back of this card so that it's a solid piece. And so this is my workaround for this. Now this is a nice 2-inch width piece of paper here, but I need a little bit more adhesive, so I just keep all my rolls of double-sided adhesive right here on my workspace, because I know, and as crafters, you know, we come across different scenarios for adhering different elements, and you just don't always know what's going to be needed. So I just like to keep it right there at the ready. So I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to make sure that this goes over. You might not be able to see it in the screen, but you can see where the cut has taken place. So now that's all one piece. Okay, I've popped our Nutcracker to the middle of our background. I made some of the gifts that are part of this die set too, which is super fun. There's bows. You can see I've really gone at it here with this die set. And there's also a couple of stars. So I continue with that mustard paper and I made some stars. And I rummaged through my sequins and I have these Sizzix sequins. There's some hearts in here too. I think I'm going to use these because they have that green hue. So I'm going to just pop them here on my cover. The cover is already ready to go with the 3mm 1/8" strips. So I wanted to give some good height to what I had going on here. And I think actually as I'm doing this, I need to have these guys popped up on him, because I need to take off the backer on the strips here and then carefully lay that over. And time to pop this on here. I'm trying to line it up with the background as best as I can. I think I did a pretty good job there. I will add a piece of ribbon or something to the back of this. I didn't want to necessarily go through the frame itself. All right, so I have some snowflakes on his face. So let's get those off of him. I did go back and remove the snowflake shakety bits out of him. I also added in another layer of the 1/8" foam strips just to give it a bit more height and some more shakeability. You'll see that in the final image. I also added a loop ribbon to the back as well as a bow to the top and a stamp sentiment. But thank you so much for watching how to put together this adorable Nutcracker. I'll see you in the next video. You can find all the supply links in the description from ScrapbookCom. Thank you so much for shopping through those.